I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right.
I got an email notification telling me that OmiEye had upgraded the ball joints for the Hayatoy's Godzilla. Start off by removing the original head sculpture for the legendary Godzilla for Hayatoy's and the neck section. Remove the ball joint as well. That includes removing the hands. For this, you should have 5 ball joints. 1 ball joint for number 1, 3 ball joints for number 2, and 1 ball joint for number 3. That's the order that you have to print them. They have labels with their numbers to give you the right order, and you assemble them as the following. With this new upgrade, it is currently more stable for flexible resin, and depending on your resin, you might want to heat up the ball joints before use. With flexible resin, I found out to be a lot more stable and easier to put together the ball joints without any problems. Once the progress is finished, simply place your Godzilla figure by a heater, or you can use a hair dryer to make the opening a lot softer and the assembling a lot easier. Now that the opening is soft, simply push the ball joint, and remember, number 3 has to be facing this direction, with number 1 obviously going towards the head. It should take some time, but if it's hot enough, it should be a lot easier. Just keep at it and it should be able to go in smoothly without any problems. Now you simply put back the necks in the correct order. As you disassemble them, go in one by one. Now for the head, to make it a lot easier, you might want to heat that up also, so the rubber gets soft enough and the assembling is a lot easier. You might struggle just a little bit if you didn't do that progress. Like me, it was sort of hot but not that much, and it should go in without any problems. Now it is time to assemble the accessories, which are the hands, and you do get a few pair of hands. You get the fist hands and the claw-like hands, and I must say those are a lot easier to assemble than the previous ones. This update is definitely a nice touch to the previous one that we got, which is the V1. This is the V2 upgrade, and I didn't struggle for sure. Everything feels a lot smoother, especially with the hands. They go in without any problem like butter. Now I will give you my personal thoughts with this set. Originally, I thought the first one had a lot of problems, especially because it was made only for a specific resin. And even though I tried with multiple resins, I still couldn't get a nice fit with those hands, and the necks kept on falling off, or they just didn't fit in correctly, and it was very painful. And I didn't like the set originally, to be honest. I was not satisfied with the results. I think I printed around like 7 or probably 8 sets unsatisfied, but with this upgrade that I got in my email notification, I was like, you know what? He stated that he made it more compatible with flexible resin, and I was like, you know what? Let's give it another shot. Last shot has to be the nice one. I printed a set for myself, and I did see improvements in both sides. So first of all, the neck section or the ball joints don't fall off anymore as easy as the original one. The original one, even though they did fit in correctly with flexible resin, they just wouldn't hold. And whenever I did switch over, the ball joints simply wouldn't go in and it kept falling apart. With this new upgrade, everything feels more stable and it's holding off fairly well compared to the original. Although it's not perfect, there's still gaps, and if I put a lot of pressure on the ball joints, eventually they do pop off. So my advice would be work on the gaps just a little bit more to reduce them, and maybe make them a little bit more tighter, specifically on number 3 with the last number 2. That one seems to be sort of loose compared to the other ones. The other sets hold up pretty well. Now, does this improve the figure? Well, you're seeing a comparison. You definitely have more motion on the neck from left to right, and you can definitely look down just a little bit more, and it just feels a lot better, but still I don't see a big difference between them. Now, I'm sure that with his specific resin, that's where you're going to see the biggest improvement. I've seen photos and videos of him testing out his set, and it looks a lot better because of that specific resin. Now, I currently don't have that one. I've tried multiple other resins, and still I think this is the best result that I have currently, and it's still a big improvement, definitely, now that it's more compatible with flexible resin without using any brittle resins. Now for the accessories, which are the hands, definitely a big improvement compared to the original. The original set didn't fit at all. The fit was extremely difficult. This one goes in like butter. Even better if you use a hair dryer or just like a heater. They go in extremely smooth. So they've been redesigned to, fit in a lot better, and I like them. I like how it gives a more dynamic look to your figure. The fist for more combat ready type of style. You can recreate that iconic scene of Godzilla just blasting Zilla, and yeah, it works perfectly. I don't have any complaints. Overall, this is definitely a nice improvement compared to the original set, although it's not perfect. My advice would be work on this just a little bit more so everything just feels a lot smooth. A nice touch would be if you were to add a new ball joint that's bending downwards. That would give the figure the ability to look downwards even better compared to the one that you currently have. So just add 2. Give us this version and give us another version similar to the higher version, just bending downwards just a little bit, or however you think would be the perfect fit for this figure to have that ability. Currently, we know that this figure has problems just looking downwards, and I think that would be a nice feature. Again, it is completely up to you. You are the sculptor, you are the creator.